Good morning. I am so glad to be here with you this morning. This is Stampindede on Stampin Thursday. And I have to tell you, I do this Facebook Live every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock unless I'm in a place where I can't do it. But invariably, when I choose to do this or when I get ready to do it, there is someone, a neighbor mowing the yard, or somebody out weed eating, or today our neighbors behind us have these huge tall pine trees, and there's a crew out there trimming, getting the dead limbs out of those huge tall pine trees. And it's right out my window here. So if you hear the, what do you call that? Chainsaw going, you'll know that they're working on another limb. So I apologize for that, but there's not anything I can do about it. So this morning, I am going to talk to you just a minute about the upcoming kit class for those who are local. It's June 19th, and if you ordered your kit from the new kit collection, if you ordered it today, you probably would have it by next Saturday. There's probably still that little window of time that you could have it by next Saturday. The class is June 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I just heard another noise. At 1:30 in the afternoon. So just a little quick reminder about that. Then on June 26th, I've got a Stamp-a-Stack, which is in person or to go. So it's 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs, and it's $25 or free with a $30 order. And if you want your cards stamped, you have to do the free with a $30 order, $30 or more option, because per Stampin' Up! Guidelines, we can't stamp and sell a kit. But if you make a purchase, then we're good with that. So the deadline to RSVP for that is June 17th. Today's the 10th, so it's a week from today, June 17th. And I'll be using new products, some of the new sets, including what we're going to look at today. Today we're going to look at Pansy Patch. And I've already done a Facebook Live and shown you one way to use this beautiful bundle of stamps and dies and paper. But today I'm going to show you another way. This can be a little bit overwhelming, this set, because there's so many pieces. But because of that, there's so much potential, so many different ways that you can use it. So, I'm sorry, if you'll keep tuning in, I'm going to show several different ways to use this set. And this one today is going to be included in the Stamp-a-Stack. So it's going to kind of let you know how to do it. All right. First of all, I want you to see the Designer Series paper, the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. It is beautiful paper, and this really doesn't do it justice, but I wanted you to at least see all of the different designs that are in this paper. So this is front and back and front and back. This one has different colored pansies that you can cut out with your die cuts. So it's really versatile that way, with a really, really awesome Calypso Coral and Bumblebee back. Also, this one, the leaves can be die cut as well. So you could actually make a card, and I think we did that, or I demoed that in a previous Facebook Live. You can create a card just using the paper and the dies. So these are the different patterns, and these are the colors that are incorporated into this paper. Look at that variety of colors. So colorful and so many different options. So that's the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. This is the page you would find it on in your catalog. It's page 29. And the Pansy Patch bundle or the Pansy Patch stamps. And then I think it's Pansy Petals dies. So this is the stamp set, and then as you know, I can't get those to stay on there, but I'm working on it. So these are the dies that come with it, and as you can see, there's a variety of dies. So we're going to use just the dies today. We're going to use this die and this die, and these dies are going to create a beautiful pansy. I'm also going to use this die for the center, and then another option for the very middle of the center is this die, which cuts out 3 at a time, and that's what I used on this card that I'm going to show you right now. Let me put my catalog away. So this is the card that we're going to look at today. We're going to make this card, and as you can see, I've die cut 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and that's 1, 2 of these, and 1 of these. And then today, instead of using the little die cut piece, which the little center, that 3 of them, it cuts 3 at a time, I'm going to use a jewel, just to show you that there's just a variety of ways. So I have already die cut these pieces so that we can just get right to it. So I'm going to put those right over here so I don't lose them. And these, I'll bring out the pieces that I have already die cut. Let's see. Make sure you can still see that. So these are the pieces that I've already die cut. And the colors that we're going to use for these: Pale Papaya, which is one of our new in colors, and Misty Moonlight. So these are the 2 colors that we're going to use. And I've got sponge daubers. And I've said before, I have a sponge dauber for each ink set. And I'll have them labeled and keep them handy. So we're going to start off with the Misty Moonlight. And let's see, let's scoot this down just a little bit, move that over just a little bit. And what we want to do first is just ink around the edges. And I want my edges to be pretty dark. So I'm just going to ink all around the edges with my sponge dauber and the Misty Moonlight. Get right in there, make that dark, go all the way around the edge of all 3 pieces. This just makes it so easy, and I don't know if you can tell, but these pieces, when you die cut them with these dies, they're already they're embossed. So I don't know if you could see that or not, but all right, let me get this last one. All right, now I'm going to come back, and I'm going to stamp off just a tiny bit and just come back and just pull the color down just a little bit. There's still plenty of color left on my ink dauber. I don't even have to do it again. There's plenty left. Got that one. And I'm going to do this one right around the edges. You see, Just giving it a little bit of color. We want to keep the edges dark though. Okay. And then one more. So you can see I have not even had to re-ink my dauber. There's just plenty of ink still there. So just give it a little bit of color. Alright, so we've got that done. And that's until we do our sentiment. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and do the sentiment right now since I have my ink open. So we're going to use a piece, a die cut piece from the Color and Contour set. And the neat thing about this one is it cuts little slits along the top and the bottom and the sides. So we're going to make use of those slits. But first, let me get the sentiment. And I chose the wishing you a little happiness just because you're you. And you know, we all have somebody that we want to spread a little happiness on. So I thought that was an appropriate sentiment for this card. Alright, and I'm going to stamp it over to the far left. Make sure I get it lined up here, because I'll put my flower on the right. There we go. Alright. A little bit crooked. That's alright. It's hard when I'm not on top of it. I should have stood up, but I didn't. Alright. And so now we're going to add a little bit of pale papaya. And to do that, the dauber would make a big glob. So I'm going to use just a little wedge out of one of the sponges. And because I just want to put a little bit in the center. Alright, so I'm just going to come along and right along those embossed lines, I want to add some color to the center. Okay. That one. And that one. Just a little. And then this one. And this is just going to radiate out from the center in all directions. You know, I've started looking at photos of pansies, and there are such a variety of colors. You can use almost any color and create a realistic pansy, which is just, it's really awesome. All right. There we have our color, and now I'm going to take my sponge dauber and give this little centerpiece some color. There we go. Alright, got that done. So we're through coloring, inking, and now to put our flower together, I'm going to use glue dots. And these two petals are going to go right here behind the big piece. And they don't have to be even. So, the first one, I'm going to put the glue dot sort of right there. Because it's kind of right there. There. The second glue dot I'm going to put on the bottom, because it's going to go more behind. Right there. Then I'm going to come back because I wasn't sure how far out to bring the pale papaya. So now I'm going to come back and just bring it out just a little bit further. Just a little bit. I just want it to show a little further out. All right, and now we're ready for our centerpiece. I have no hard time getting it up. And we can use a glue dot for that as well. Glue dot right there on the big part of it. I'm going to roll it under a little bit. There. And I'm going to put it right here in the center. And then I'm going to use one of the holiday rhinestone jewels. There is a blue in here, a real pretty dark blue. And I'll use it. And put it right in the center. It goes. Just to accent that blue a little bit. Alright, and now we're ready to put our card together. Really pretty. Alright, so I've already done our white card base, basic white card base, and then I have a Misty Moonlight mat that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I have a piece of the DSP, and I used a different one from this one just to see what it looks like. And this one is 3 3/4 by 5. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got a piece of the pale papaya ribbon. So I'm going to get my cinnamon piece. The little bit of crooked bothers me a little bit, but I'm not going to let it do that. And I'm going to open up that opening just a little bit and put the pale papaya ribbon right behind. Pull it through. If you've got nice long fingernails, which I don't, as you can tell, it would be easy to get through. Let's see. So let me push this in through just a little bit. Where's my tip? Here we go. Push that through. Alright. Now, I can bring it on through, bring it behind, and I'm going to push it back through this side. Bring it right there. Give it a little push, a little, whoops. This is the hardest part of the whole thing. But it's really cool that we can use this way. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we've got our sentiment piece ready to go. Alright, and so I'm going to adhere it to the back. I'm going to adhere this piece of designer series paper and the sentiment, the ribbon, by just putting a little strip of adhesive so that I can secure it on the back and then center it the way I want it. Okay, I'm going to move it right there. Now I can attach designer series paper to the Misty Moonlight mat. This right here. Get this attached. Let's see if I can get this even from my position here. Most people. I'm going to move this ribbon up just a tad bit. And I'm going to put a glue dot behind my sentiment piece. Put another glue dot. Move my ribbon. Hit glue dot. Put it right under here, just so it'll kind of stay where I want it to stay. And now it's time to attach our Pansy, and I'm going to do that with dimensionals. So I'll put one dimensional on each top petal and one on the bottom part. And it's ready to go. Alright. And I'm just going to put this right here. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Attach this to the card base. And you know what? We're done. How quick and easy is that? Of course, I had the pieces die cut, but they're not hard to die cut. So you can go ahead and die cut a bunch of them and be ready to go. Look, I don't put it down yet. I haven't centered it. Oh, I think that'll do it. All right. And now we have our card ready. There we go. And here is this one. A little different. Which one do you like best? Do you like the busier, smaller print? Or do you like the one that has the flowers with the stems? So I'd love to know if you're watching. I would love for you to comment and let me know which of these two you prefer. If you place an order and if you don't have a demonstrator already, I would love for you to use this host code right here to place your order. So you can jot that down. And I would love to help you by answering any questions that you have. I really want to know if you're watching this. So please, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it as a replay, if you just leave me a comment, then I can know who's watching the videos. And let me know which of these two cards you like the best. All right. This is Stampindede.